Why don't you drag yourself back into our working folder and find a document named maskfactory.psd and open it up. I like this photo for some reason. It's just a wall, but it looked like somebody took a couple of cans of paint, scrambled them all up, and threw it against the wall. I want to mask with that wall. Now, there are several ways to do masking, and you don't really have to use text, but we will. If I come over here, my type tool also has the masking tools. Pick the horizontal type mask tool. Come over here, click, and type in a word. How about photo spin? Now, I like the font. It's called Impact. Nice big beefy font, but it's too small. I want to make it bigger. So I have a choice. I can come up here and change it here, or here's a much easier way, and this works with text too. Hold down the Control key in Windows, Command key on a Mac, and see what happens. See how it changes? Go to a corner and drag. Now, we are making a mask here, but like I said, this will work with text. We just never used it. That's what I'm talking about. Let me make it a little bit more this way, maybe, or let's go down here and do that. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Make sure it's spelled correctly. Make sure you like the font and you like the size. Now I'm going to get off of that tool. Say go to my Move tool. Well, it's just a selection. That's all it is. If I move it, it will cut it right out of that back wall, which is kind of what I want to do. But let's look at a couple of ways we can do this. One way would be, now that we have our selection and we have our layer selected over here, is reach over on your keyboard and press Control, that's Control in Windows, Command on a Mac, J. Now we've just made a selection. Just that piece is now in that layer all by itself. So in a sense, I don't know, I guess that's okay. We have the words spelled out with that really cool wall. But that allows me to have some fun here. For example, if I go into my FX button down here and go into, say, Bevel and Emboss, check this out. I can begin doing stuff like that. And it looks like it's being embossed directly into that wall. And we could spend easily another half hour here working and playing around with all of these options. That would be one way to take words and cut them out of an image. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's get rid of that. Now, through the magic of my undos here, I can go back until I find the selection again so I don't have to retype it. Another way to do this, not the same technique, but to get the word photo spin in that kind of look, is to create a mask in the layer. So if I come over here and click the layer mask icon, well, there you go. The mask is made based on the selection. Now, I could still, if I want to, go in here and apply things like maybe a bevel and emboss, play around with it. But you've lost, in this case, the background in place of the text. The text is now represented by that wall. The other thing you can do here, of course, is you can move things around. This button here locks the mask in to the image. If I click here to turn that off, and then come to, say, the mask, and then come over here and drag, I can change where it is, if that's something I want to do. And that would be just one more way to take words, or actually anything that you want, and mask it into an image. The good news is that it's non-destructive. If you shift-click on the mask, we get our image back. Shift-click it again, back in business. Total control. And let me show you one more thing. If we select the mask right here, and then we go into our filters, and let's go into Filter Gallery. You can have some fun here. Let's come out of here. Let's go into Brush Strokes and go into maybe Sprayed. Let's just stop right there. I've changed the mask to make it look like that. When I click OK, it translates it into the words. The mask is being controlled by the filter, and the mask is controlling what we see of the photograph. Doesn't have to be text, but if it is, you can do some pretty cool things.